Hi. Uh, Yesterday's class we're discussing about Spring with Hibernate, and today also we'll discuss about Spring with Hibernate. And as part of Spring with Hibernate, we have a database. We have a table in database. We have a database table is available in our DB called as a DEPT table, and from there I want to insert the data by using Hibernate template, Spring Hibernate template. So as for that, I am creating the POJ object DEPT Java. It contains integer DEPT number, string D name, and location. I have created one interface called as DEPT DAO. Same code we have followed as part of our Spring JDBC template. What programming language? What are the concept we used? What are the design we used as part of Spring JDBC? Same project, same I'm going to use here. Public interface DEPT DAO, public int create DEPT, public department find DEPT by ID. So here, as part of DEPT DAO MPL is implementing DEPT DAO. Here I have taken as a private variable of Hibernate template, which is available in org.springframework.orm.hibernate3.hibernate template. And as here I'm doing as a constructor injection. DEPT DOMPL, I have a constructor variable constructor. I'm going to pass some Hibernate template. From their value, I'm putting the Hibernate template. This dot Hibernate template equal to HT. Now, I implemented the implementation of this create DEPT method. Create DEPT method, what it will do basically, just Hibernate template has many methods. If you see here, Hibernate template has many methods. Many methods in the sense save method, find method, find by example, find by named parameter, find by named query. So we want to go for criterion also. Find JDBC example exception translator. Find is allow create, is cache queries. Okay. Delete, flush, initialize, load, notify, persist, replicate, save or update, set bean factory, set fetch size, set filter name, set maximum results, set query cache reason. I think everything we discussed as part of our as part of our Hibernate examples. Set maximum results, everything, set session factory, wait. Okay. So we were going to see just only for save method, delete method, update method. Only card operations we are going to see. See, basically, you know the concept, then you can easily get what are the concept is required. So I'm going to give other concept as an example for assignment for you guys. So Hibernate template.save method I'm doing. I'm passing a DEPT object here. So this create DEPT I'm calling from here main method. Here, as soon as the application started, the application code flow will start from main method as part of our this is by using Spring I can develop a core Java applications also. So J2SE applications, DEPT DO test I created object for there, and I created a main method. I created one separate method for test create DEPT. Here I created DEPT object. I'm setting the DEPT number, DEPT name, DEPT location, and I'm calling the method from the DEPT DO MPL. So I'm passing the DEPT into the create DEPT method. The call will go to here. Once the call went here, then Hibernate template will load. How the Hibernate template is loading? By run constructor argument. How the constructor is executing as part of my XML file. Based on XML file, There are many ways we can configuration. There are many ways we can do configuration. I done many ways, but I'm going to show you one scenario only because I don't want you to confuse. Okay. So I have a bean which is called as a data source. I'm going to load all the basic data source. That means connection details, Oracle driver, and the connection URL, XC, and the username, password. And I'm going to create on factory object. Factory object of is local session factory bean. It's available in org.springframework.orm.hibernate3.local session factory bean. Why I'm telling is because in interview point of view, they will ask you to write down the configuration for how to connect with Spring with Hibernate. Write down the configuration for how to connect with Spring with JDBC template. So that scenarios you should write down this logic like this. That's it. Create on bean like this, and then bean, create data source, driver class name, URL, username, password. Again here on session factory bean, and here internally I'm calling the property name equal to data source, and property name equal to configuration. Here I'm going to call the hibernate config.xml file. There are two ways we can do. I don't need to provide here. I can provide mapping resources and hibernate properties here, but better I want to implement hibernate config.xml file. Here I can provide a HBM XML file if I provide mapping resources, and if you provide hibernate properties, I can provide all the properties available in hibernate XML file. But I don't want to do that one. I don't want to confuse you guys. So I create separately called as configuration as a property name and value equal to hibernate config.xml file. This is the key. This is the value. Basically, this key will be available for us. If you see here, different property. There are many of them. See, cache provider, config location, data source, entity cache manager, entity interceptor, entity event listener, find filter definitions, JDBC exception translator. So everything, whatever you want as per the requirement, you can get it here. Okay. Now here config location, I'm going to have hibernate config XML file. The control will go to hibernate config XML file. Now here in hibernate config XML file, I'm just doing this. These all properties also I can use as part of here also, where here as a hibernate properties. But anyway, let me do it. Okay. So basically hibernate config XML file contains hibernate configuration tag, session factory tag, property name equal to dialect, what dialect you are using, Oracle dialect, and the show SQL. I want to show the SQL, internal SQL, show SQL equal to true. I want to hibernate.hvm2 ddl.auto update, and again I show SQL I usually think so. Okay, cache false. This one I will talk about later. Here, last concept I got is mapping file equal to mapping resource equal to dept.hbm.xml file. Control will go to dept.hbm.xml file. Here I am going to show you the relation between the two classes, class dept and table dept. Dept number is a primary key assigned, and property name equal to dname, location equal to loc. Okay, just for naming purpose we are given here, but everything will be done by using Hibernate Spring. If you are using annotations, right? Annotations means we no need to provide all the XML files here. We'll see after finishing the Spring. We will see the Hibernate annotations. Now, Hibernate template is a separate ID object I taken of type is class org.springframework.orm.hibernate3.hibernate template. So it has internally as a construct injection of the session factory bean. So I set as a factory bin here. These are the, by default you have to write down. You should by heart this one. How to load the factory object, how to load the data source object, how to load the Hibernate template, how to load the JDBC template. Okay. So you should do by heart. If you do multiple times, two examples, right? You'll get to know. So once you have factory load object, so Hibernate template object is coming. And also this Hibernate template object I am setting as a constructor injection here. So there I can load the Hibernate template object. Now if I run the application, can someone tell me what is the name?
Feature?
So already there, I guess.
Okay. Marketing.
Excellent.
Marketing.
Spell it.
MARKETING.
Okay. Now I want to save this data as part of Hibernate template. Okay. I click here, run as a Java application. Because of show SQL, it is showing the SQL as part of the Hibernate examples, right? If I see here, the database available, the database, what are the tables are available here. $25 management India, sorry, marketing India. It is inside the successful, right? Right? Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Now here I can use JDBC template also as part of one project. I can use JDBC template and Hibernate template also. If you want to use JDBC template, what are the things we have to do? To see where the beans XML.
We have to write. We have to change refer.
No, we can use separate JDBC template here.
Okay.
You can have separate JDBC template object, and I can call this JDBC template object. I can use it as a constructor argument, or I can use it as a set with injection. Okay, there I can use it. So here JDBC template dot, I can use whatever you want. Okay, this is the way I can use JDBC template also. Now we'll see. We'll try to implement find by DEPT ID. I want to load the DEPT ID, DEPT details based on the given ID. Okay. There is a method how to load the data from the database by using Hibernate. There are two ways we can load the data from the database by using Hibernate. Tell me. Please, response.
Static way, dynamic way?
What is the meaning of static or dynamic in Hibernate? Clearly says that you're not practicing.
Get method, load method.
Excellent. This clearly says that you're practicing. Right, right?
Get method. Yeah.
So, Hibernate template dot or load method. So, what is the here ID you have to use? Load method of class entity. What is your class entity? DEPT dot class. And ID, what ID you want to give? I want to verify number 4 or number 2. Okay. ID is DEPT number. So the return type is coming as a DEPT object here. Okay. Now I want to call this find DEPT number from the DEPT DO test. Let me create a DEPT DO test. I can call directly, but this is the way I'm calling it. Okay. Don't think like I'm calling in a separate way. I can call directly also. What is the data? What is the number I want to do? 2 number, second column. Creating a method here. I'm creating the object. You know, right? Once we have DEPT, find DEPT method return type is DEPT. So I'm creating the DEPT object. Dot get DEPT number. Dname, location. DEPT number, dname, location. Now if I run the application, okay. Suguna? Hello?
Hello, Chaitanya?
Yeah, what is the issue? I didn't understand.
Hello?
Yeah. Were you not able to follow? This is the data. So for the second column, I'm getting output for DBT number is 2 and the D name is HR and location is USA. Pavani? Pavani, are you there in the class?
Yes, Chaitanya?
Yeah,
Yes, Chaitanya.
can you explain me the output
Yes, Chaitanya.
in the sequence?
Okay.
I'm giving the control to you. Yeah, you have access now. You are able to access, right?
No,
I had given the control.
but I'm not able to access.
Now? Now?
No, Chaitanya?
Now?
No.
Okay, anyway, explain me from here. I'll open the PC something. Yeah, you can go ahead and explain it.
Can you show me the program?
Yeah, I'm showing that. Is the DMP test here?
Your screen is stuck, Chaitanya. I'm not able to see anything.
Is it? Now?
No.
I think you should be able to see me now. See my screen now. So, can you rejoin it if you don't mind?
Yeah, I think my video is stuck somewhere. I'll rejoin. Yeah.
Yes, you can tell me why you're not understanding, what is the problem?
Actually, I said wrong answer, so I was a bit confused with that. So, just like
No.
that, but I am following
I
you.
asked
But
Hibernate question.
thing is like, yeah, hibernate question, but I answered wrong one. So I was like,
That is
I got
load method, get method is very, very easy.
yeah, yeah. So
That means you're not
I
practicing
just
it now.
I need videos, Chaitanya. Spring and Hibernate is completely new for me.
Yeah.
If you upload videos, then I'll follow you. Your videos will be very helpful for me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like single class. I can understand everything. For me, I need a couple of revisions, so that I need videos. That's it. You're explaining everything is so good. So need something I want
Yeah,
to.
I got you.
That's it. Nothing is there actually as such.
Now tell me where you're not understanding now here. Confused. Where you're getting confused? Tell me.
Yeah, I'm fine, Chaitanya. Yeah, you explained like JDBC template. I followed that, and later on you have created. Yeah, everything is fine actually. I'm understanding.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I will follow. You ask some links, right? Please give me a link. Suggest.
Seriously, just I want your videos. That's it. Desperately, I want your videos.
Okay. So as of now, you got it right. What the concept we covered so far? I want a template. Now, Pavani.
Yes, Chaitanya?
Now you explain me the code flow.
Okay. So the code flow comes from the main method. We are trying to create the object.
Okay.
When we hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we are trying to create the object for department DO test.
Okay.
When we are trying to create that object, it goes to the constructor department DO test, where we have created an object for application context. So it goes to the beans.xml.
Okay. So let me go to beans.xml file.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't see beans.xml. It's
You're using laptop or you're using iPad?
laptop, Chaitanya. I don't know why your screen always gets stuck.
Laptop
I
is
mean,
stuck.
sorry, my screen.
Yes.
I don't see beans.xml. Just you're trying to open the package. That's it.
No,
My
I
screen
got to open the package. Yeah. Everybody able to see beans.xml file, Suguna?
Yes, Chetan, I can see. I can see yours.
No, explain, Suguna. Yeah. From beans.xml, can you go ahead, Suguna?
Yeah, from here, beans.xml, first it will load ID equal to data source. It will create, it will load the database, data source here.
Okay. Can you explain in detail how it is loading?
It will go for the property ID. It will go for, it will loads all the bean with IDs. First it will go for data source, then
Okay.
property, property with the name, driver class name, and it will checks with the URL, whether URL which value is provided, JDBC Oracle 3 at the rate localhost -1521xe. Then it will check with the name, username, password. With the username and password, it will load to the data source.
Okay.
Then bean ID factory, ID equal to factory.
Okay.
Here here it will go with the name equal to data source.
Okay. Property. Set method injection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set method injection. Then name equal to config location.
Here I'm going to load all the Hibernate config XML file and location data, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Then here again bean ID equal to Hibernate template as well as ID equal to JDBC template. Both it will load. All the beans will be created here. Then it will go to JDBC template.
No, JDBC template is not using now.
So yeah, here factory ID equal to factory, it will check. It will go with class path hibernate.cfg.xml.
Excellent.
There it will load the particular class. Which one? Can you show me that config?
Yeah.
Class path
Yes,
XML. Yeah, if you click here hibernate.cfg.xml. Yeah. Here it will load that session factory. org.hibernate.dialect Oracle 9 dialect. Then all these things it will load.
What is
all
all
the
these
properties
things?
it will properties show underscore SQL true, hibernate.hbm to the ddl dot auto is update. Since we are using update, hibernate dot show underscore SQL equal to true, which it will display that SQL statement after execution. Hibernate dot cache, this thing we'll discuss. Hibernate dot cache underscore region factory underscore class. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, then again here mapping resources equal to dept.hbm.xml. It will go to the dept.hbm.xml. Can you open that dept.hbm.xml?
Okay.
Yeah. class DEPT, class DEPT.
Okay.
Here we are going to the map our class to the table.
Excellent.
Table.
So with the properties of whatever we have given for the table name and the properties of the table like ID, name and location, it will going to take the properties of the class and it will going to match with the table. This is what HPM.xml does.
Yes.
Then can you show that?
Then finally we are loading the DEPT.do from the application content XML file.
Yes.
So then control will come to this XML file and it will load the DEPT.do.
DEPT.do.
Here internally we are using Hibernate template, right, as a construct argument, right? So
Yes.
the control flow will go to DEPT.do MPL.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, in DEP.do IMPL.
DEPT.do MPL.
Yeah. Then it goes to or we have JDBC template. That methods are not there here. So we have the methods here. We are doing constructor injection here by passing the object in the constructor.
Where we are passing? From where this object is
Hibernate
coming out?
in the line number 8.
No, from where this object is coming out?
It's
DEPT.do.
yeah.
No. DEPT.do IMPL, which implemented from DA, right? So it will come from.
No, this Hibernate you are loading the construct argument, right? How it is loading? Where from it is coming out?
In from beans.xml.
Excellent. This is the answer I want. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
go to DEPT
From
MPL.
here.
Yeah.
So from there we are actually trying to access the methods like create department, where it goes to the method.
Okay.
And then we have another method, find department by ID.
Okay.
Then it will return the values from the database with the given ID name. ID.
Okay.
Can you show that class DEPT?
This is down, right? Main. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Right done.
DEPT. Okay.
You understand now, Suguna?
Yes, perfect, Chaitanya.
So unless you want to give the demo to me, you will not be perfect. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Tejaswini, what about you?
Yes, I understand.
Understand, right?
Yes.
Suguna, you have to do one more assignment with the Hibernate, Spring with Hibernate template.
Yeah, sure, Chaitanya.
Okay. Pavani, you too. Tejaswini, you too.
Okay, Chaitanya.
Why I am stressing this because very, very important. Transactions. Transaction is a set of statement executed on a resource Transaction is a set of statement executed on a resource or resources as a unit when applied with ACID properties. ACID properties. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability properties. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Atomicity is nothing but ACID means nothing but atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. We'll talk about atomicity. Atomicity is the ability to guarantee that all tasks of the transaction all tasks of the transaction are performed or none of them are performed. Or none of them are performed. This property provides an ability to save or cancel This property provides an ability to save or cancel the transaction at any point. Save means commit, cancel means roll back. Okay. Consistency. This property guarantees that the data is in a legal state This property guarantees that the data is in a legal state when the transaction begins and ends. The data used in the transaction is consistent. The data used in the transaction are consistent. Before starting the transaction, before starting the transaction. Then it will be consistent even after the end of the transaction. Isolation. Isolation is the ability of the transaction to isolate or hide the data used by it some other transactions. Until the transaction ends. This is done by preparing locks on data. The problems identified while the concurrent operations on data are dirty read, non-repeatable read.
Can you repeat, Chaitanya?
The problems identified while the concurrent operations on
Data are
dirty read, non-repeatable read.
What is the first read?
Dirty, D-A-R-T-Y.
Oh, okay. Maximum.
Dirty read first. Dirty read occurs when the transaction reads data from a row. The transaction reads data from a row that has been modified by another transaction, but not yet committed. Non-repeatable read. Non-repeatable reads may occur when the read lock is not acquired. Non-repeatable reads may occur when the read locks is not acquired while performing the select operations. For example, if we have selected data on the transaction T1, and meanwhile, if the same is updated by some other transaction, say T2, if we have selected data on the transaction T1 and meanwhile if the same is updated by some other transaction, say T2, then transaction T1 reads transaction T1 needs two versions of data, and this is considered as a non-repeatable read. Next one, phantom read. Phantom read occurs when in the course of transaction two identical queries are executed. and the collection of rows returned by the second query is different from the first one. The collection of rows is different from the second query to first query. The collection of rows returned by the second query is different from the first one. This can occur when range locks are not acquired. This can occur when range locks are not acquired while performing a select, that is, a transaction T1 we have executed query Q1. Transaction T1 we have executed query Q1. And got some results, say 10 rows. And within the same transaction, if we execute the query Q1, and if it results with a different number of rows, say 11 rows, then this problem is referred as a phantom read problem. This happens if some other transaction insert a new record that satisfies query Q1. Most of the resources provided the isolation levels. Next point. Most of the resources provide the isolation level that contains degree of locks. One is read uncommitted. Next one is read committed. Repeatable read. Serializable. read uncommitted level. In this level, dirty reads, non-repeatable reads, and phantom reads may occur. These are the different isolation levels. In this level, dirty reads, non-repeatable reads, and phantom reads may occur. Next one is read committed. In this level, these are the different transaction levels. So read uncommitted level, we can get dirty reads, non-repeatable reads, and phantom reads. And a read committed means you will get dirty reads are not allowed, but non-repeatable reads and phantom reads may occur. Repeatable read. Dirty reads and non-repeatable reads not allowed. Only phantom reads occurred. That means here read uncompleted means we will get all the reads, all the data like dirty reads, non-repeatable reads, and phantom reads. Whereas if I use read committed, only non-repeatable reads and the phantom reads will occur. Only in the read repeatable read we will get only phantom reads. Next one is serializable. Last one, serializable. This isolation level specifies that all the transactions occur in a completely isolated fashion. Completely isolated fashion. At this isolation level, dirty reads, non-repeatable reads, and phantom reads cannot occur. Fourth point, last point, durability. The durability property refers to the guarantee that once the user has been notified, of the success, that is, commit the transaction, will persist all the statements in the transaction that is if transaction succeed. These are different transaction levels and these are different properties we have. Spring support, this is basically only just given transaction. Spring support transaction Spring framework includes a complete support for transaction management, Spring Framework provides a consistent abstraction for transaction management. It provides a generic programming model across different transaction APIs, such as JDBC, JTA, JDBC, JTA, Hibernate, JPA, and JDO. Most of the enterprise applications deal with two types of transaction management. One is local transactions. One is distributed transaction. First, we'll talk about what is local transactions. A transaction whose statements are executed onto a single transaction resource through one resource object. That means through one session is known as local session or local transaction. One of the best example of local transaction is transactions managed using JDBC connections. After finishing the class, I want everybody should send a screenshot of the written notes. Next one is distribution transaction, and also we can call as a global transaction.
What do you want, Chaitanya? You're asking something?
I want the notes should be taken photo or scan and send it to me now. I'll give 5 minutes of time for you. Distributed transaction, and also we can call it as a global transaction. A transaction whose statements are executed on one or more transactional resource transaction whose statements are executed on one or more transactional resources through multiple resources object is known as distributed or global transaction. Distributed or global transaction. We generally use JPA for programming distributed transactions. In Spring we have data source transaction manager, if I use data source transaction manager, how to use I will tell you now. Please return org.springframework.jdbc.datasource transaction manager.
Can you show it once again, Chaitanya?
Yes, I'm going to show you. Here bin ID I am taking. ID equal to tx manager, class equal to this one. Okay. Now inside the bin object, I can write down property data source ref equal to data source. This is the way I can use transaction manager as part of our Spring. There is a class called as transaction definitions. We will use to support isolation levels of the Spring transactions. There is interface called as transaction definition. We will use transaction definition dot propagation not supported, propagation required new, propagation supports, serializable, isolation serializable. Like this, we have some methods, some variables we are going to use as part of Spring. There is a configuration. I want to load the XSD file information, but I want to XML file information. This is the tag we can use. Transaction.annotation driven. I'll show you. No problem. Transaction manager. Data source. And we have data subject. I want the configuration. Now, I can use some transactions. If I configure, this is the configuration. If I go ahead with here, there are some transactions I can use it here.